Hi, my name is Dritan Salihu,
My name is Robert Bartek.
My name is Cody Parker. My name is Tyler Rodell.
and we're here to present you our solution for DTC Dental. A bit of an overview for today. We'll start off by stating the requirements for the solution, the statement of work and deliverables. Then we'll go into deliverables. This will entail software and our price analysis. After that, we'll go into our team and we'll talk about our core values and what makes us us. And finally, we'll end it with our conclusion and hopefully answer any questions that you had throughout the presentation. Starting off with requirements, we identified 3 requirements that were needed to alleviate the solution. Migrate old data to the new database system, construct a new MySQL database management system, and lastly, build the new interface for the database management system. Now, moving on to statement of work and deliverables. First of all, we'd like to state that our main priority is providing a cost-effective and good solution for your company. That being said, after all of our research, we decided to go with MySQL. Why MySQL? Well, MySQL is the most popular open source relational database management system out in the game right now. It leads the field in data security practices. Companies like Facebook and Twitter, they all use MySQL and they heavily rely on database management systems. So we think that MySQL, according to cost and effectiveness, is the best solution for your company. Next, I'll pass it off to Robert and he'll go into the project management approach.
Thank you, Drew Tom. So our project management approach will be broken into 4 phases: the initiating phase, the planning phase, the executing phase, and then the closing phase. Now I'm going to go into each phase in a little more detail. Starting with the initiating phase, this is where we will assign multiple groups within our team to sub-projects within the overall project. By doing this, instead of having just one team work on the whole project itself, we will divide the whole project into sub-projects, and then once everybody finishes their sub-projects, that will make up the whole project. Each sub-project team will consist of 1 information system designer, 1 database programmer, and then 1 DTC dental employee to make sure that they're doing everything correctly. Next, we will also include a project handbook. This will pretty much list any necessary tools, diagrams, all the assigned team members and their teams, system descriptions, and many other things. And then finally, we will issue the project charter, or in other words, the contractual agreement with you, DTC Dental. This will cover the main project manager of the whole project, the beginning and end start date for the project, and then any assumptions we need to know about, and then of course the requirements that y'all want us to meet when the project is by the time the project is completed. Going on to the next phase, which is the planning phase. This phase will start off with us examining the project and understanding how big, or in other words, the scope of the project and how complex it is. We will then present to you guys about one to 3 solutions, which will allow you all to pick whichever solution y'all believe is the best one for your needs. We will then include what we call a resource plan, which will show to you guys all the resources we will need. Like for example, if we need to bring on a third party to perform some part of the project that we cannot. And then finally, we will develop a preliminary schedule. This schedule will be done in the form called a network diagram, which will pretty much detail out every single sub-project, the resources that will go into the project, and the time frame for that sub-project. And then of course, when you add up all of the sub-projects together, you'll have the overall time of the entire project. Now on to the next phase, which is the executing phase. This is actually when the project gets rolling, and this is where the overall project manager will come in handy. He will be essentially evaluating every team 24/7 throughout the whole project by evaluating to make sure they are performing effectively, their projects are on schedule, and they are providing top quality service. Now the way he will be doing this is he will have a weekly team meeting with every sub-project team to make sure they are meeting these requirements. And then finally, on top of that, he won't only just be communicating with his employees, he will also be communicating with you, DTC Dental, to let y'all know where the project stands, if we're ahead of schedule, behind schedules, any errors we came into, or any things that we might want to recommend to you guys along the process of completing the project. And then on to the final phase, which is after the project is done, the closing phase. After the project is done, we will essentially allow y'all to beta test the project and see if there's anything else you want to add, or if y'all find any errors. We will then issue customer evaluations where y'all will give us that feedback of errors or if there's anything else you want to add to the system. Once we get the feedback, we will then go in and we'll go and fix any of the errors or implement anything that y'all request. After all that is done, we will review the contractual agreements with you guys to make sure that we have met all the requirements that y'all need. And then even after the project is closed, we don't stop there. We will provide a 24/7 report after the project is done that involves assisting your employees in training so they can understand how to use the new system. We even provide maintenance on the system in case any new errors come up that did not come up in previous testing. And then if we release any new patches down the road, we will automatically come to your company and update them for you so your employees do not have to. Now I'm going to pass it over to Cody to talk about the deliverables and the cost.
Thanks, Robert. So when considering all the deliverables in this project, we feel that the most necessary, the top priority, most critical one is the amount of customization that we're effectively giving you, DTC, for your new RDBMS. And specifically, we want to keep the same naming convention between your old DBMS and your new DBMS, simply because we don't want things to get convoluted. We don't want too much ambiguity between, what thing is named what and what thing is named something else in our new system. And so with that in mind, we will also, like Robert said, be providing 24/7 support and maintenance. As far as our delivery timeframe goes, we expect this to take between 6 and 10 months to design and develop in full. We realize that the average project time is around 4 to 9 months of this scope, but considering our resources that we have at our disposal, considering our time constraints and other factors, we feel that this will take a little bit longer than your average project time. As far as our requirements and things of that nature, we will need to update our network infrastructure and other hardware. So this includes every client PC, every server, and cabling and other hardware things that go along with it. Now continuing on and going into more in depth about the price of everything, the MySQL Enterprise license will cost about $5,000 for the first year, and you will actually not need to update that license agreement, so you will only pay a one-time fee of $5,000. Going back to when I mentioned the infrastructure for your network upgrades, that will cost roughly $30,000 to $50,000, and this, like I said earlier, includes any servers that need to be updated, any cabling, any other infrastructure, client PCs. If we need to restructure the architecture in some way, that will be allocated into that cost as well. And along with that cost, we also have to include labor. So that is going to cost between $5,000 and $10,000. In this package that we're offering, it includes 5 servers with a 3-year plan, and that will ultimately cost roughly $80,000. For the support technicians that are providing the support and maintenance, we estimate that they will cost about $38 per hour. Now in total, when we aggregate all these numbers together, the total cost of this project will cost between $120,000 and $145,000, give or take a little bit. This total cost also does not include the support and technical maintenance costs that we mentioned earlier. And now I will pass it along to Ty Odell to talk more about our company, as well as our core values and advantages.
Thank you, Cody. So, our company was built on the 4 core values of honesty, respect, humility, and individuality. Our company aims to instill these 4 core values in everything we do, with every single employee upholding these values and showing it in every day of work within our own company and towards our clients. Our employee experience is something that we highly value at 4 Guys in a Case. This comes from our experience from our original founders who set the foundation for our company. They made 4 Guys in a Case after years and years of their own experience within information technology. They were able to bring all their work experience as well as their education together to form an effective team. That team became 4 Guys in a Case. Four Guys in a Case, our structure is broken into actually 4 different departments, each headed by one of our founders. And the purpose of these departments is to compartmentalize our responsibilities, and so that no one department or no one employee or team feels like they have to do an overwhelming amount of work. Everything is balanced and all the responsibilities are shared throughout our company. Along with the experience from our founders, we also value experience within our employees, their education and their work experience. And together with all of our experience, we're able to meet a wide variety of customer requests whenever we're developing a new database management system or deploying any kind of hardware or system updates like Cody mentioned before. The competitive advantage that we hold over other companies that design and work in our sector is, like I said before, our industry experience that we were founded on. We highly value it, and all of our employees add something new to the table in allowing us to better customize database management systems to our clients' needs. Second, the quality. As Dritan mentioned earlier, we are very set on providing an efficient and productive solution that creates quality not only for us, but for our clients and potentially DTC Dental. Our customer service, as we've mentioned before, is second to none. Our status updates, our training, our maintenance, as well as the charter agreement that Robert mentioned earlier, being able to have 24/7 support is what helps us to stand out within customer service. And finally, all of these together is able to help you create an industry advantage from other companies that do similar things. So in conclusion, our customer service, our experience, and our company values, along with everything else that we've said, including the scheduling and the charter agreements, we believe that Four Guys in a Case will be able to create an effective and productive and efficient database management system for DTC Dental. Thank you.